Hi, it's Kelly here from Spiritual Awakening Signs, coming to you today with a masterclass all about how to balance your crown chakra so that you can shift from spiritually lost and disconnected to being guided by universal source consciousness. This is the masterclass for people going through spiritual awakening. It's all about that vital chakra that we cannot move through awakening without. So I think you're really going to enjoy the content that we have, and I think you're going to have a lot of aha moments. I'm really interested to hear how you guys found it. So we've got a lot to cover today, let me tell you, because this is quite a big topic, but we're going to make it really easy for you to absorb, and you're going to just love it. So we've got quite a few things to cover. We're going to talk about what the crown chakra is and what it actually does. We're going to talk about that secret link. There is a secret link between the crown chakra and spiritual awakening. We're also going to talk about why spiritually awakened souls tend to have perpetually imbalanced crown chakras. This is something I've seen again and again. You won't find this information anywhere else. It's information I have managed to collect over years and years of working with people who are going through spiritual awakening, and also in my own journey too, and recognising the things that are showing up over and over again. We're going to cover 16 critical signs that your crown chakra is imbalanced. So you will know for sure, when this masterclass is finished, you're going to know whether that chakra is imbalanced for you or not. We're going to talk about the benefits of a balanced crown chakra. And of course that means talking about what will actually happen. No one ever really talks about that, but what's actually going to happen when you balance your crown chakra. And then we've got our step-by-step system. We have got you covered. It is 3 steps to balance and heal your crown chakra for divine spiritual connection. So I think it's going to be really awesome. I'm really looking forward to sharing this content with you. Like I always say, you might want to get a cup of tea and some chocolate, get some sugar, because you're going to need it to really be able to relax and absorb the information. It's going to be super fun. So let's get right into it. Now, if you've felt disconnected, if you felt that your life has no real purpose or direction, or that life is mundane, that shows up a lot, then your crown chakra is out of alignment. So a well-balanced crown chakra is really the secret key to ditching that sense of mundanity in life, of living with a higher sense of purpose and direction, of feeling part of universal source consciousness, and being spiritually connected to the divine. This is because when spiritual awakening begins, it causes this forceful surge of Kundalini energy that rises up through the chakra system, up through the main chakra system, along the spine, up to the crown. This is where our crown chakra is here. And when it comes up to the crown, ultimately what it's meant to do is connect us to source. It's all about being connected to source. It's about universal source consciousness. It's about being integrated and connected. But what I'm finding is happening is that the force of that Kundalini energy is so intense that it blasts up through the crown chakra, and it leaves us almost with a sort of crown chakra injury. I've seen this in so many of my clients. It's unbelievably common. I see it in all the people I'm working with. It leaves us with a sort of injury, and the problem with that is that, apart from the fact that people don't understand what's actually going on, what's at the root of all their challenges and their spiritual awakening, they don't recognise that it's the crown chakra that's actually at the heart of that. It creates so many crown chakra related problems. So things like feeling spiritually disconnected, feeling depressed, feeling that life's got no meaning, feeling that it's painfully mundane and flat, ultimately feeling uninspired. It's no wonder that it is so perplexing and confusing to us that spiritual awakening happens and we think things are going to get better, and all of a sudden they're worse. We feel more disconnected than we did before. It doesn't make any sense. It's no wonder that we start to doubt that we're going through a spiritual awakening at all. And like I said, most people don't really recognise that this is going on. They don't recognise that there's any sort of energetic problem in the crown chakra at all. They just, struggle to work out what's going on, and the chakra really struggles to regulate itself. So it's trying its best to process these new super high frequency spiritual awakening energies, and it just finds it really, really difficult. It ultimately isn't able to do what we need it to do to move forward in our awakening. And worse still, this chakra isn't only going to make you feel depressed if it's in imbalance. It's not just going to make you feel lost, confused, spiritually disconnected, but it's actively going to halt your spiritual awakening progress in its tracks, since the energy kind of bleeds out at the crown chakra here. instead of continuing up and connecting to source as it should do. So instead of connecting us so that we can feel guided, quite often the shock of this awakening energy actively disconnects us not only from ourselves but from that spiritual connectedness to that spiritual source energy that we really need when we're going through awakening. We need the guidance. We need to feel connected to something, and it's really tough when it just feels completely cut off. However, if you begin balancing and healing your crown chakra now, some really pretty awesome things can happen that I just know that you're going to love. These shifts happen fast. So here are the benefits of an active but balanced crown chakra. You're going to have clarity of the mind in thinking, speaking and processing. So remember, this chakra is up at the top of the head. So this is working with the mind energy. It's working with the brain. It's all this energy up here, the thought processes. It's going to give you an optimistic outlook for the future. It's going to give you the ability to be and feel inspired with creativity and invention. It's going to help you to be open-minded. So it just changes everything from being all closed in to like, okay, we're open-minded now. Open-minded to solutions, to possibilities and to opportunities. So shifts your energy so that you can actually become a bit more of a magnet for those things to come in. It's going to make you feel integrated in the world, so to know that and sense that you're a part of it. You're going to feel a sense of meaningful purpose and direction in life. You're going to see the divine in all moments of life. You're going to feel connected to your higher self and, of course, all aspects of spiritual self. You're going to have trust and faith in a higher power, and you're going to sense that it is guiding you towards your best life. And of course, the main point that everybody's looking for with the crown chakra is that increased connection to the spiritual realms, your intuition, your higher consciousness. Now, the crown chakra can ultimately work for you, but it can also work against you in your awakening progress. If you support it, it will flourish. If you support it, it's going to usher in lots of inspiration. It's going to make you feel connected. It's going to be wonderful, good things. If you abandon it, if you neglect the crown chakra, it's going to continue to resonate with those lower vibrational states that keep you stuck in negative energies. Now, I know which one I want for you. I've already come through this stuff and, fallen at all the different pitfalls, which is why I'm able to share this information today. Don't do that. Don't do that. Make the choice to take care of this vital chakra for your spiritual awakening so that you're doing everything that you can to really support that process. You want to be doing everything you can to support your energies because it's not an easy process to move through at all. So now that we've got a kind of basic overview, let's talk about what the crown chakra actually is. Just a little bit more information. So it's the 7th energy centre in the chakra system. So I'm moving up through the centre here, the 7th right at the top here. It's at the top of the head and it points upwards because of course we're connecting to source. It needs to be pointing upwards. Now, because it is the uppermost chakra in the physical body, okay, that's the final chakra for the physical body, certainly. It forms this strong connection with your higher self, your spiritual self. It helps you to receive intuitive guidance and it connects you to that universal source energy. Some people even call it the bridge to the divine, and I personally think it absolutely is. You must look after your crown chakra. Its natural element is thought. So it can really help us when we kind of lose our way a little bit, we lose our alignment, we even lose our cool. It's a really good chakra to rely on. And the depth of our spiritual connection, as well as our feeling of that universal consciousness, really totally depends on this chakra. And if you're interested, you want to know the colours of it, it's violet and white. We call it kind of ultraviolet. So you can look out for those colours. If you're wanting to resonate with the crown chakra, and it represents spirituality and awakening. So it really is all about enlightenment, moving forward, spiritual transformation. It's all good things. Okay, so like I was saying, the crown chakra is very important for spiritual awakening because it serves as a link between the 3D physical body and the 5D spiritual consciousness and beyond. I mean, we can be way beyond the 5D. But it serves as that sort of link, and it is responsible for a connected spiritual journey. That's the difference, okay? The crown chakra is all about making sure that your experience is connected, that you are tuned in to what it is that you're working with and to source as well. Very, very important. And the thing is, it provides so much clarity. When it's in alignment, it will give you so much spiritual clarity, and we really need that when we're going through awakening. I know you guys will agree. You desperately need the support, the guidance, the clarity, the perspective, not only in your spiritual awakening, but in your life too. And you need that sense of higher purpose, because that's what's going to propel you even further on your spiritual awakening journey. That's what makes you feel that you've kind of got it all together, even if things aren't perfect. It's like, no, I know this is what I'm meant to be doing. I know I'm on the right path. That's a completely different energy to I'm lost and confused. I don't know what my next direction is. I don't know what step to take. This is a totally different energy. So I know what I want for you. So let's be honest. Spiritual awakening tends to disappoint sometimes. I think we should be honest about that. Spiritual awakening, we expect it to be that we're going to feel enlightened, that we're going to feel guided, that we're going to feel connected when awakening begins. So it's quite upsetting, I'm sure you'll agree, when you find that instead of feeling all those lovely things, you're feeling confused, you're feeling lost, you're feeling more disconnected than you did before awakening even began, which just doesn't even make sense. Or it does make sense, but I'll explain more shortly. What I want you to know is it's not your fault. Okay, please don't worry about it. If it's happening to you, don't get disheartened. Don't lose faith. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your awakening journey, but you are at a critical juncture in your awakening process. Now, like I said, we talked about it. The awakening catalyzes this Kundalini rising, moving up through the crown, up to the crown and beyond. And we tend to kind of develop this sort of injury. It's like an energetic injury. As the energy moves up through, it kind of blasts the crown chakra open. And I've seen this in almost all of my spiritually awakening clients. It's so common, it's unbelievable. The process is so violent that it injures the crown chakra, it knocks it out of alignment, and it blasts it open. So that eradicates any protective boundaries that you had. It stops it from being able to function the way that it should. It stops being able to function as our point of connection. So it's no wonder that we end up feeling disconnected, lost, confused, uninspired, and even depressed. I think that's understandable that we can get to that place. But the good news is that once you begin to really balance the energy of the crown chakra, the energetic shift is pretty instantaneous. It's a very fast moving energy. So mentally, you're going to feel more clear-headed, you're going to feel more integrated in the world, and both of which lay the perfect foundations for discovering a sense of purpose and bringing meaning to your life. And better still, that optimistic energy that the crown chakra brings is really that healthily functioning crown chakra energy. Is going to keep you open to inspiration, it's going to keep you open to spiritual guidance, so you become a bit more of a magnet for that energy. It really allows it to move through. It's very, very powerful. So let's get into the critical signs, because you're probably wondering now, okay, is my crown chakra imbalanced or not? Let's talk about it. It can be tricky to know because, the crown chakra could be at the root of your awakening and your life challenges at the moment, but you really need a definitive list to be able to understand, is this really what I'm facing right now? So we've got a definitive list that you can kind of check to understand the current health of your crown chakra. Now there are two separate sides to this. One is that your crown chakra is overactive, and we've got a list of signs for that. But your crown chakra can also be underactive, and I want to make sure that you have the understanding of both. Okay, so if your crown chakra is overactive, you will experience the following signs. So you might have a spiritual obsession, and by that I mean doing a bit too much meditation, maybe doing a bit too much energy work, neglecting your 3D life in a sense. You'll focus only on the intellectual or the analytical, and you'll feel cynical. You might be quite closed-minded. You might find it difficult to open your mind to new concepts and new ideas. You could also have an inflated ego, because this disconnect that we have, between the 3D and the 5D and beyond, it can really mean that all of a sudden your main focus is your physicality, your 3D world, your materials. It tends to inflate the ego a little bit. You can also have head-related discomfort with crown chakra problems, so headaches, migraines, tension up and around the head. You might have difficulty focusing. You might have racing thoughts. We hear that a lot. You might feel ungrounded, and you'll struggle to connect to your body. So finding the ungrounded finding that you can't quite get grounded is usually how it shows up, and you'll have no spiritual boundaries because, of course, that energy is so active that it's just kind of blasted them to oblivion. You know, there's just no way for your system to maintain those boundaries when it's in the state that it's in. Okay, so let's talk about the underactive signs. So signs that your crown chakra is underactive would be things like feeling lost and confused, feeling alone, isolated, or like you don't belong. Having a lack of purpose, lack of connection, excitement or passion in life, feeling depressed, feeling fatigued, lacking in motivation, or feeling severely apathetic. So it's like, why bother? What's the point? You know, it's that type of energy that comes up. You're going to struggle to connect with the 3D world. You're going to be disconnected from your higher self. You're going to have a lack of trust or faith in any sort of higher power. And you're going to find that life feels flat. Maybe it feels mundane or kind of meaningless. Now, if you resonate or recognise one or more of the signs, if you resonate with those, it's highly likely that you have a crown chakra imbalance. But if you resonate with both overactive and underactive, don't worry, there's nothing wrong with you. That happens a lot. It can frequently happen to those of us that are energy sensitive. Because the crown chakra is desperately, unsuccessfully trying to regulate. It's trying to rebalance itself, so it's usually moving from one extreme to the other, back and forth all the time, which keeps you completely imbalanced and definitely ungrounded, and also not really able to say, I'm definitely overactive or I'm definitely underactive, which means you can't really treat the problem. So don't worry if that's the case, it does happen. Now, these signs are quite difficult to combat on your own, especially when you're in the midst of spiritual disconnect, because you need the spiritual connection to help you to fix the problem. It's definitely going to make you feel a bit alone. It's going to probably make you feel a little bit helpless, but whether you're overactive, underactive, or a little bit of both, you really need to take action and do something about it. You can't neglect the crown chakra. It's the one that really needs your support for spiritual awakening in particular. And don't worry, we can help with that. We've got some more information to help you with that just shortly. Okay, so I want to talk about our step-by-step system. Okay, so it's 3 steps to balance and heal your crown chakra for divine spiritual connection. Now, like I said before, the crown chakra is the most important chakra when it comes to spiritual connection and, of course, spiritual awakening. So without that proper balance, you're going to feel all the things we've already talked about, feeling isolated, feeling disconnected, feeling apathetic, and maybe even feeling depressed too. But it's not just about how it makes us feel. If you don't support this vital chakra, it's going to halt your spiritual awakening progress entirely, because we cannot spiritually awaken if we don't have spiritual connection. Of course, how can we move forward if we can't access the energy we need to move forward? And unfortunately, I've seen it all too often. It really does throw us out of alignment when this happens. And the problem is that when you're in this state and you've got this kind of injury to the crown chakra, it makes any attempt at healing or balancing the crown chakra momentary at best and almost entirely impossible at worst. But please don't fret if that's been the case. Okay, whether you've been trying to do something that's not working, or it's not lasting, or you just don't know where to start, don't worry. We have got this tried and tested 3-step guide that you can use to get back in balance fast. And that's the best part. These steps are specifically suited to going through spiritual awakening and the common crown chakras that hold us back. And the changes that you put in place, it really is pretty instantaneous. That's the one great thing about the crown chakra, is that the shifts are really pretty quick. So let's talk about our 3 steps to balance your crown chakra. So step 1 is you need to ground excess energy. So when awakening begins, like I said, large quantities of that super high frequency energy come up through the chakra system from root to crown, and then out to source as it should do. But when it's blasted open in that way, it retains no protective boundaries. There's no balance, and worst of all, there's no ability to regulate and maintain our connection to source for divine guidance, which we seriously need when we're going through spiritual awakening. It also means that we have no way to regulate those awakening energies, and they're pretty high frequency when they're moving through your system too. So the first step is to ground that high vibrational energy, to anchor it to the earth, resulting in that grounded, centered energy with that clear spiritual connection. So that's step 1, and you have to do them in order. It's very important you do them in order too. Step 2 is to repair the energetic injury. So You need to repair the energetic injury in the crown chakra from the impact of that Kundalini rising, and it takes gentleness and care to restore the crown chakra to what it once was. But you have to ensure that you still have the ability to regulate and balance that crown chakra. You want to make sure that your system knows how to manage those high frequency energies going forward. Okay, that's the key. It's not just about put it back in alignment and it'll be fine. It doesn't. It kind of goes back to the path of least resistance. It goes back to being imbalanced again. You want to make sure it knows going forward, this is how I deal with the energies, this is how I manage them, and that it's an automatic thing. Very, very important. And when our system finally knows how to handle that energy, that really reduces your spiritual awakening symptoms considerably. You know, the system starts to calm down. It's like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. I've got a handle on this. It's going to be okay. And step 3, again, must do them all in order. Step 3 is to balance the crown chakra with energy healing. Lastly, we can balance the crown chakra because those foundations are already in place. But without steps 1 and 2, we are likely to continue that constant rebalancing of that chronically imbalanced crown chakra. We're going to keep seesawing back and forth with overactive, underactive, somewhere in the middle. It won't find its centre unless you do this properly. And the thing is that the benefit to this is if you can balance this crown chakra using energy healing, it means that it will generally maintain the balance itself. It's not going to be a situation where you have to keep going back to it and keep rebalancing it. It'll balance itself. It'll require less effort going forward to constantly bring it back into alignment all the time. Now, I personally love crystals, essential oils, incense, meditation and yoga, but they temporarily bring a balance that always will revert back to imbalance because they won't actively heal and reprogram the crown chakra long term. You have to change it. It doesn't understand how to process that energy. You have to change it. And energy healing really is the key to healing your crown chakra for good, to make those changes in a way that means it's a lasting change. It's a permanent change. It's kind of like upgrading it to understand how to manage the awakening energies going forward, because you're going to need that because it's going to be happening for quite some time. So let's see, I think that we've actually covered just about everything. It's really down to you now to decide if it's time for you to really take care of this vital crown chakra and the support that it can bring to your spiritual awakening. So let's have a little recap of what we've learned so far. So we talked about how a well-balanced crown chakra is the secret key to ditching the mundanity of life, living with a sense of higher purpose and direction, feeling part of universal source energy and spiritually connected to the divine. But we also talked about how spiritually awakened souls like us tend to be perpetually imbalanced in the crown chakra because of that Kundalini rising and the injury to the crown chakra too. We talked about the benefits of an active but balanced crown chakra, clarity of the mind and thinking, speaking, processing, optimistic outlook for the future, feeling inspired with creativity and invention, open-minded to solutions and opportunities, feeling integrated in the world, feeling a sense of meaningful purpose and direction in life, feeling connected to your higher self, seeing the divine in all moments of life, having trust and faith in a higher power, and that, of course, increased connection to the spiritual realms and higher consciousness and intuition. And then we talked about the critical signs of an imbalanced crown chakra, so the overactive being spiritual obsession, focusing only on the intellectual, being cynical and a little bit closed-minded, inflated ego, head-related discomfort with headaches and tension, difficulty focusing, racing thoughts, feeling ungrounded and having no spiritual boundaries. That's the overactive signs. And then we had the inactive signs, the underactive signs, which are feeling lost or confused, feeling alone or isolated, like you don't belong, this lack of purpose, connection, passion in life, feeling depressed, fatigued and lacking in motivation, or feeling really apathetic. You might struggle to connect with the 3D world. You'll feel disconnected from your higher self with a lack of trust or faith in that higher power, and life's going to feel flat, mundane and kind of meaningless. So you definitely want to shift out of that using our 3-step system, which is step 1, you want to ground that excess energy, all that excess spiritual awakening energy. It's very high frequency. You need to earth that. You must earth that. Step 2 is to repair the energetic injury from the Kundalini rising that's come up through the crown chakra and kind of blasted that crown chakra open. And then step 3, you balance the crown chakra. Now that the foundations are set, and you must do them in order, you balance it with energy healing, so that not only you're balancing the crown chakra, but you are teaching it how to manage these high frequency energies automatically and naturally going forward, so that you can really just allow it to do it automatically as you continue on in your spiritual journey, fully supported and completely connected. It's a very powerful thing to do. Now, if you want some help with that, the good news is you don't need to go to energy healers, you don't need to train in energy healing, you don't need expensive repeated sessions. If you are ready to get started on balancing your crown chakra right now, then you can check out our brand new energy healing meditation, the Ultraviolet Crown Chakra Equalizer. It's specifically created to help you balance your crown chakra, feel enlightened, guided and connected, sense the meaningful spark in all of life and align with higher consciousness. So it's very much about equalising the energies of awakening, really balancing that so that your crown chakra is working at peak performance and doing really well, and you can get started in about 10 minutes time. Now, you won't find an energy healing product like this anywhere else. Our meditations are a special blend between guided meditation and energy healing and activations. And it's the equivalent of a specifically tailored energy healing session with me, because I work with a collection of high vibrational spirit guides who are dedicated to helping us on the awakening pathway, and they specifically tailor the healing to you, to your energy, to your awakening. So whenever you listen, they will make those adjustments for you again and again. You can use it as often as you like to continue to heal more layers from the comfort of your own home, and of course at a pace that suits you and your awakening. Now, this meditation is going to do a few key things. It really covers quite a lot. So we're going to balance the crown chakra energy. We're going to ground the excess energy of that awakening process so that we can protect against the imbalance in future too. We're going to repair the energetic injury to the crown chakra. We're also going to activate or strengthen your connection to the spiritual realms, intuition, universal source consciousness. We're going to help you to feel inspired, optimistic, passionate and motivated. And we're going to help you to sense the meaningful spark in all of life. Now, you can take a look below and see if it resonates with you.